Yeah, it is the mic. We're good. I have mic shadow.
What? It, we're still the music going?
I know the music's going, but we're showing a radio as we broadcast a radio show.
Welcome to Sex Positive Me on BFAM 109.6. It's Monday, April 5th, and today on the show, we're going to be talking and chatting about Tantra.
Now, if you have any questions during the broadcast, you can enter them in the chat room and we'll try to make some time to answer those questions. But let's see. Let's start off with last week's trivia question. We asked in psychology circles, BDSM was considered a mental disease for many years. What publication and year did this change?
Dun, dun,
And
dun.
we did get the answer. In 2013, the DSM-5 was published, and it was no longer considered a mental disease. Can you believe it was till 2013?
Yes, we were considered an illness. Can you believe that? And I think that's when
Oh, I can believe that.
Yeah, that's when we started exploring actually. So wow, that was insane. So, but as always, we'll have another major big giveaway at the end of the month. And in our video on YouTube and Facebook, we have the product right behind us. It is the Womanizer Premium. That's what we'll be giving out at the end of the month, Monday, April 26th. You must be over 18, must live in the United States, and know the answer, and must be listening to the radio show broadcast during that time. Live. So that's why we're giving you a whole month up there. But we also have a lot of fun stuff happening here in April.
Well, we have a little giveaways this month, but this show actually, not this month. But I do want to go ahead and say and give a shout out to those who donated the toy.
Yes.
I love Womanizer products. Well, I love how Womanizer products work on you.
Well, also on their new line, the Arcwave.
That's actually under a different company called Arcwave.
Arcwave. Oh,
for the Womanizer.
For the Womanizer,
they're under the Wow Tech Group.
The Wow. Well, it's all Wow Tech.
Well, they have products like the We Vibe, the Womanizer, Pure, Romp, Arcwave. And I actually found a way for our listeners to get a little extra of a discount if they're looking for that. If they go to our website and go to giveaways, there's a 5% off all the toys.
Ooh.
Using the specialty code VIP list. And I saw their toys actually have a 5-year warranty.
Yes, and it's wonderful. Plus, a good chunk of their toys are app driven. So wherever we are in the world, we could just connect to the app and have some fun.
Well, I definitely for Weavob, but I like the way the toys drive you.
And drive you, the pivot, that pivot cock ring. It's been fun.
So we'll be right back talking today about Tantra here on Sex Positive Me on BFAM 109.6.
I'm answering? Why are you doing breaks? So what? What are you doing? I'm in like anger mode here. I'm like, no.
Yes, but we have a show.
Oh, Lord. This is where the fights begin. This is where everyone sees the fights behind the scenes.
I just require focus.
No.
And she likes to multitask while we're doing a live show.
Yes, exactly. That's entertainment for everybody.
How about entertainment? I'll just start throwing things at you.
Well, you have the basket over there to throw at, so there you go.
do.
Hey, and we're back. Thank you for listening to Sex Positive Me on BFAM 109.6. Tonight's topic is Tantra. What is Tantra?
Tantra's a lot of things. I know. Okay, so we got into Tantra several years ago, and I kind of got into it because you wanted to go into it, because I am the Scully. Yes, and you're totally the Mulder.
I am totally Mulder, hands down. I need a photo of David Duchovny so that way I could carry it. And
we should call David Duchovny. Anyone have David Duchovny's number?
Ooh, maybe we should tag him on that. It's like, hey, Scully, what Gillian
Anderson.
Anderson, yes. It's like, hey, maybe they should be on our show. Totally X-Files. Oh, we know people who know them.
We do.
Yes, we do.
But in relation to Tantra, what for those of you who might be a little younger or, God forbid, never saw X-Files, I'm the skeptic. I'm the one who wants to see the science. I want to see that. She's the spiritual woo-woo person.
Mm-hmm.
So when she wanted to do Tantra, I did the husbandly thing of saying, okay, if you want to do it, I will do it with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I admit there's something to it. Actually, quite a bit to it, actually.
There's a lot to it there because I actually saw you and do the energy exchange. I'm like, no, this guy has more witchcraft in his bloodline that he's willing to admit. Okay. So, yes, you have some woo woo in your bloodline there. I just want to see where we could find that. I forgot the Italian witchcraft name because there
The
is.
Italian witch, the Italian Christmas witch?
No,
No.
there's actually, no, there, Straga magic. That's
Straga?
Yeah, that is the Italian
It
witchcraft.
sounds like a Russian drink.
Well, I don't know. That's what the Italians call it. It's Straga magic.
So
I studied.
you did, and we got into Tantra, and we got certified. We went through the whole thing. We've read several books. We started again offering Tantra. We went down to Costa Rica.
Yes.
And
On a
7 days.
Yes, week-long vegan diet that John almost killed me.
I could handle vegetarian. It's not that I need meat, but they took away my eggs. I can't do that.
We had vegan dairy.
We had fake cheese. And I love our instructor, and she knows I'm going to say stuff like this, but vegan's not for me.
Well, you were the only white boy in the whole group.
That is also true.
Where you traumatized them with your sunburn.
So that's how we got into Tantra and went through all of that. But again, the biggest thing I got or questions I get is, what is Tantra? Mm-hmm. So what do you think Tantra is? Or how do you explain Tantra?
It is similar to Reiki. It's an energy exchange to remove blockage in your body. That's the woo-woo answer.
Okay. Honestly, as a skeptic, I'd say for me, not a formal definition, but for me, Tantra is a way of clearing your mind, gaining focus, getting in touch with your body. And when I say get in touch with your body, if anyone's ever started going to the gym and they start doing an exercise and your hand goes back and forth, or you're wiggly, you don't have good form, you don't have this, and then you do it for a while, and all of a sudden you realize you can flex muscles you never even knew were there. That's getting in touch with your body. You're starting to notice. Little known fact, my grandfather did that. Mm-hmm. He could wiggle his ears. Phenomenal. I thought he was like this mystic. He could actually wiggle his ears.
And he never taught you how to do that?
No, he never did. Oh. I tried. I thought it was magic, but I was a kid. He died many years ago. But yeah, he could wiggle his ears. So that would be being in touch with your body, being able to control muscles that normally, it's not something we do.
No.
But definition-wise, Tantra is definitely therapeutic.
Yes.
It's not necessarily sexual. It has sexual aspects to it, but it's always very sensual. Mm-hmm. You mentioned an energy exchange, which is definitely it.
It's healing.
Yes.
Definitely. It's the door to happiness.
Definitely can be. Yep.
And it uses pleasure as medicine.
And kind of everything we're saying right now kind of goes in a way to what we will do with massage or acupuncture or one of those things where we go in and come out feeling better. Yeah, it's all holistic
treatment there, because it's the gateway to sexual freedom on another level of consciousness, and it's being your authentic self. And it's like it could be practiced on anybody, all genders, all sizes, all shapes. Anybody could practice Tantra,
But there's a lot of things it's not.
Yeah, but Sting and his wife do it for 13 hours. They practice it.
Well, that's tantric sex.
Oh, tantric sex.
Which there's a difference between Tantra and tantric sex. And I think we need to say what Tantra is not and then go into dispel the huge myths.
Okay. All right.
So Tantra is not all about sex. Mm-mm. It has sexual aspects of it, but it's not all about sex. And it is not focused on your junk. It is not focused just on sexual organs.
No, not at all. It's not massage therapy, which is completely different because in massage therapy, they're only allowed to touch certain aspects of your body. But here we actually go into the lymphatic systems and those sexual organs. It's definitely not a religion. as much as we would like to say it's more of a spiritual community, it's a spiritual journey to be more connected with yourself. And it's definitely not about the happy endings. Oh, hell no. That even though everyone's like, oh, I want my happy ending, I want to get that. It's like, no.
Those New York underground massage parlors that
or everywhere underground massage parlors. It's and you don't necessarily have to perform it in bed. You could do it on the carpet, on the floor, on the couch, picnic area. Because
standing.
standing there. I mean, you could be fully clothed in regards to some of these exercises and things we described. It's not yoga. There is a form of yoga for Tantra. It's more of a Kundalini because you go through the energy exchange with the chakras. Definitely not Tai Chi.
And it's definitely not the Kama Sutra,
Kama Sutra.
because that's all about positions. And Tantra is actually mind, body, and spirit together.
Mhm.
It focuses on all three of them. The best definition I found is it's based on an ancient Indian Sanskrit text on sexuality, eroticism, and emotional fulfillment in life. I'm like, so life, the universe, and everything.
Yes.
It's pretty much everything out there. So let's see. We got a post.
Comment.
My husband has banned me from Tantra as he believes it's all about sex. Any advice on how to educate him? Perfect. Have him listen to the show because it'll be on YouTube later. But let me explain that. So right around the 1500s,
Mhm.
1400s, about that time, we had all this exploring going on. Explorers were the biggest thing, right? They were the cool thing to be.
It was the media. They could come back with
Well,
sensational news.
they went out, as they often
Mhm.
did, and they went to India because, in all honesty, they wanted spices. Could you imagine food was so bland that you would get on a boat, risk your life, take a whole bunch of people with you just to get something that tastes good?
Well, yeah, or preserve the foods longer. I mean, that was one of the things that, especially in the what do you call it, UK and France and all that didn't have spices, the meat would go raw very quickly. But
Ah,
having these Indian spices, it actually lasted a little bit longer in preserving them and also giving it flavor. I mean, there are still some recipes out there that are bland as can be. I mean, we're both Mexican. I'm Mexican. You're Italian. We need flavor. We need spices.
but even my Irish friends know, and I love the Irish. I love your whiskey. Your food is just a question of how long did you boil it. But
Exactly. Without spices.
so they went to India, and of
Yes.
course they found lots of stuff there. And one of the things they found was Tantra.
Hmm.
And Tantra was a huge amount. There's temples, it had breathing, it had meditation, it had all these different things. And yes, a part of it involved exhibitionism and sex.
Yes.
And they found that and said, oh my God, that's the cool part. So when you come back from vacation, what do you tell all your friends about?
The sensational stuff. The like, oh my God, they did what and how? That's what you talk about. You don't talk about, well, it's actually kind of like a spiritual community to get in contact with your body and yourself. You could practice it with yourself or with a partner. They don't tell you shit like that. They tell you, like, oh, it's all about naked bodies touching everything and it's all about sex. It's not.
They basically, yeah, they sensationalize it.
Mhm.
So, of course, what happens in the West? We think Tantra, we think sex, and that is bullshit.
And it's bad.
Tantra can be used at sex, but that's like saying wood. I can make anything out of wood, but I can make a dildo out of wood, therefore wood is sexual. No, that's reaching.
I thought that was.
Well, we have sexual wood.
Well, we're in the Bible Belt, so of course automatically it is.
Okay.
So back to our question there. So what you want to do is introduce them to helping them slow down. That is what Tantra does. So you're busy working. You're like taking care of the kids, taking care of the household, and you're like, go, 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 go. When do you slow down and be present in the moment, connecting with each other? It's not about the sex, it's about connecting. Maybe he has a fear of connecting with you. That's a possibility because I've seen that in some couples that they don't want to admit and really focus on emotions and feelings and being vulnerable with each other.
Actually, I'm going to recommend my favorite book, my
Which
favorite
one?
Tantra book.
Urban Tantra?
Urban Tantra. I like that book, Urban Tantra. By the way, it's on Audible. And no, they're not a sponsor. We get
No.
nothing from this. But
But you could
listen,
come to our class next week,
that is
April
true.
15th. If you go to our website, Text Positive Me under events, we do have an intro to Tantra class on April 15th at 8 o'clock there. But if you do register and can't attend the live class, we do mail out a email version of the video version of the class there. How many times is too many times to practice Tantra a week?
That's personal.
Actually, as many times as you want, but to be honest, what most mindful coaches recommend that you practice 10 minutes a day of mindful meditation. And that is part of Tantra, mindful meditation.
Well, my thing with that question is practice Tantra. Tantra is a way of life.
Mhm,
It's a way of restructuring it. Now, part of Tantra is meditation. I meditate before I go to bed. I sometimes meditate when I get up in the morning if I've had a bad night and need to relax. Sometimes I meditate in the middle of the day
mhm,
if needed. I usually do what? At least once a day, though.
right. Also, it helps you do a body scan that you connect with your body. So, the more you do the meditations of Tantra, the more you're able to connect. And you'll be able to communicate to your partner what is it that's giving you arousal in your session. That's something that we kind of forget. Like, I touch like underneath his, chin, he gets like turned on, but that's because he's connected with his body and knows more. Or if something doesn't feel comfortable or right, you could say, please don't touch that because you did a body scan with Tantra. So, again, it is putting more effort and work into slowing down and being present in the moment with your body, which we don't do. We're like, go, 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 go. Like right now, we're going on a radio show. Put the work down. Da, 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 da. I was like, oh God, don't have time.
And it's also, from what it does for me, is focus. However, when we come back, we're going to talk more about Tantra here on Sex Positive Me on BFAM 109.6. Mm. You did pick out good music. I like this.
Yeah, I did go through sound blocks. And we're back. Welcome back. We're talking about Tantra here on Sex Positive Me on BFAM 109.6. And I'd like to talk about our next sponsor, Kink Crate, which they'll actually going to be on the show next week. So you can, submit your questions, find out what's going on, and enter to win a Kink Crate box there. It is a BDSM kink crate that's discreetly delivered to your doorstep monthly. You receive your first Kink Crate at half price when you sign up for their 6-month subscriptions. Crates are available for couples and singles. And the best part is it's for whatever gender couple you are, gay, lesbian, male, female, trans, they have it all. You just ask when you're filling out the form there, and they've had quite a bit. They've done bondage, medical play, rope, impact, puppy play. So hope you'll tune in next week and find out what the April's month is. Great.
Well, we'll find out about it. We're going to be doing some videos with them.
Yes, but that's for
And
May. May is
coming
the
up in
puppy
May,
crate.
definitely. Oh, yes. I
Yes.
do love my puppy toys.
Yes, so John will be doing the May Kink Crate with the puppy play. I will be hiding behind the scenes. So
Well, I think we'll be doing a future show about puppies at some point.
yes,
But definitely today, we're going to continue our talk about
Tantra.
So, what I was saying is, for me, Tantra is definitely about focus. So, what I mean is, my line pitch on it is: do you remember having sex and it was absolutely amazing? And since then, you've been chasing that sex. You're trying to figure out, what was it? Was it the position? Was it the time of day? Did I eat the right foods? Was what happened? And it was probably a lot of things together. But one of the biggest things is, you were in the right mind space.
Mhm.
You weren't distracted by Did I call mom? Did I send that bill? Do I have to go to work? Are the kids okay? You're not distracted by all of these different things. That's why I think vacation works so well. Is that is one of the few times people disconnect.
Yes, we still need to go and take our vacation.
We're planning that,
You haven't
but
given me a date.
but
But
wouldn't it be nice to go ahead and just be able to disconnect on a Monday night and have that amazing sex and clear your mind? Because it's hard to have sex when I mean, we have great sex, but it's hard to have sex and still think about, did I shut off the coffee maker and is the kitchen going to catch fire? No, you're distracted.
Yeah, or just like trying to do it, because we also do the conscious erotic touch here, and trying to get a client to really shut down their mind. It's like you got to walk them through a meditation to like say, get rid of the little thought squirrels, focus on the pleasure of your body, focus on your body. That's the main concern. Doesn't matter the actual orgasms, but just relaxing. I mean, when you go to a regular masseuse, that's all you're doing. You're just like, okay, take me. Just take me.
And you love that.
If they're good. I had one bad one and I was so upset.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why. But I always go for a detox massage because I'm a diabetic. I like those. They're a little bit more intense. But it's part of Tantra is ingrained with the chakra system. And the chakra system starts at the root base of your spinal cord and goes all the way up to the top of your head. Each one has indicated a certain color, a certain food, certain affirmations and mantras that are associated with them in part of healing.
Well, there's 7 major chakras.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? It's root, sacral, solar plex, heart, throat, third eye, and crown.
Crown. Okay, so you kind of rush through the colors because root is red, sacral is orange, solar plex is yellow, heart is green, which I'm wearing a green shirt, throat is blue, third eye is purple, which John is wearing, and then indigo or white is crowned.
So again, coming from the Scully side of all this,
right?
There's 7 major ones, but then they break down. There are more minor ones.
Correct.
And what's very interesting is they all actually reside either with organ placement or nerve clusters. Mm-hmm. So when going through and getting a Tantra massage, they are working not just your muscles, because when we think of a massage, we think of that Swedish massage, right? They mm-hmm. take your muscles, they stretch them, you hurt like hell, and later on you feel great but exhausted, and you have to drink a lot of water. When there's a Tantra massage, they work on massaging your belly, which, if you think about it, that's where the digestion occurs, and moving stuff, mm-hmm. It's going to help. But they work on the lymphatic systems.
Yeah.
They work on, yes, the reproductive organs, but they're actually touching parts of it that maybe you don't get touched when you have sex. Mm-hmm. What I mean is, I've done a Yoni massage, and Yoni is a Tantra word for
vulva.
So when I do the massage, I'm actually massaging the outer labia, which every woman who's gotten it from me the first time turns around and goes, I've never even touched myself there in that way before. But the best compliment I ever got was after a Tantra massage. Mm-hmm. I got a call the next day, and it was from a friend, because we were training at the time. Mm-hmm. And she called me and said, I have no idea what the hell you did to me, but last night I had the best sex with my husband I have said since our honeymoon. Can we do it again?
Yeah.
And by the way, don't tell him.
At this point, I think he probably figured it out.
Well, she just wanted to make him think it was magic.
Magic, yes. Okay. But yeah, that's how it's, even with acupuncture, John related to the science of it.
Well, in acupuncture, they're putting needles in certain spots on the nerves mm-hmm. to stimulate and, I guess, healing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's obviously proven science behind Tantra and acupuncture as being healthy.
And the meditations do help you understand what is going on, remove some blockage, what you're feeling in your body. Because the more you practice these meditations, the more that you slow down, the more you're like in tune with your body, like boom, there you go. It's like you could say, don't touch this, don't go here, or focus more on this part of my body or that. It is helping a lot. Like the throat chakra is focused on your communication. So if you're not able to talk more, or you have something, you just focus on blue energy, talk about affirmations, I speak my truth, and will help to unblock it. And that's what a lot of Western medicine, or is that Eastern?
Well, Western medicine is us.
Us. Okay, so Eastern medicine works with, because they will first focus on your chakras before giving you a diagnosis or medicine or anything else like that.
Well, the big difference between Western and Eastern is Western fixes the symptom.
Right.
I have a headache, they give you aspirin.
Right.
I have a twisted ankle, they concentrate on this. Eastern medicines tend to be much more holistic, in the sense that if the whole body is in sync and well, then, well, the whole body's in sync and well, which is where we want. So they will concentrate on meditation and attitude. And the truth is, that is something that only till recently Western medicine has kind of left out. And you can even see that in today's hospitals. They're cheerier, they're brighter. If you went to like a 1980s New York state-run hospital, you thought you were in a prison.
Oh, come on. It's like, remember, I don't know about you, but I was born in the emergency room. That's where I was born. So it wasn't like there was like, we had to go to the emergency room. That's where deliveries happen. Nowadays, they have this gorgeous wing and this room that looks like a hotel room with all the spa amenities and this little,
Yes.
I mean, it's insane. And they have like these classical musics, or, sounds music similar to what Eastern medicines will do for, newborn babies. So again, changing, lighter color, fluffier.
Basically, what they discovered is happier patients get better quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Depression actually will hurt your entire body. If you're depressed, your mind can affect your body.
Mm-hmm. But also foods, because a lot of foods are related to your body. And in the chakra systems, there are certain foods for each chakra to help heal and work better. Because I know that solar plexus, there's a lot of like orange kind of foods. There's like oranges, yams, different colors, fruit as apples, berries, strawberries, throat chakra, blueberries. So those are the ones that I know that I've used myself. So it tells you which chakras were blocked on me.
But being the name of the show, and I know our listeners, let's talk about how it's related to sex.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is, like I said, part of it is sex, and it's not running out and having orgies. There are those involved. But one of the, like I said, the biggest point for me is focus. So what I mean is, when we have sex, we will sometimes do something called eye gazing, which we're going to be doing in our class.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a great way of connecting with your partner and getting in sync with them and clearing your mind. But one of the things Tantra will teach, you okay?
Yeah, sorry. Ringing in the ears.
One of the things Tantra will teach or promote is getting to know your own body.
Mm-hmm.
And
connecting with your body.
And it's not necessarily masturbation. Because masturbation, usually the point of masturbation is to get off.
It's an orgasm.
Right.
It's the end goal.
This is to feel around your body, whether it's your feet, your head, running your fingers through your chest hair or over your breast, or working with your, penis or vagina or vulva or whatever. It's exploring it and getting to know your own body. And then there's meditations and practices where you do, one of them is called PC squeezes, which I love. It's squeezing that little part. Most people know it is the taint in front of the anus, but behind the scrotum. And it's very interesting because when my teacher first told me to go ahead and do this, I was squeezing my left butt cheek and then I'd squeeze my right butt cheek because I had no control over these muscles. Why are these muscles important? We're told, oh, you don't need them for walking or climbing or running. You don't. No, they actually the PC squeezes actually squeeze the what's it called? It's not a hammock. It's the pelvic floor.
Pelvic floor muscles there, which will help you control your pee. The stronger the pelvic floor, the better you hold your pee. So especially for the older generation that has leakage, it's because they have, it could be, I don't know, but chances are weak pelvic floor muscles because we don't, tell them. A lot of the obstetricians, doctors, they tell mothers who recently gave birth, practice your PC squeeze so that way you can tighten your muscles. You just gave a vaginal birth. So you want to get back to your original state. So that's what, like my yoga teacher always like say in class, hold your pee when we were doing the PC squeeze and our pelvic floor muscles. And there's a lot more health benefits for working on your pelvic floor muscles.
But one of the benefits that penis owners are going to ask, yes, PC squeezes are essential for older men. When you're squeezing your pelvic floor muscles, the PC squeezes, you're squeezing the same muscles that you use to control when you're going to ejaculate, which means just like when you pick up a weight, if you exercise that muscle, your form gets better. You have better control over it. You get to decide or have more control over when you're going to finish having sex and ejaculate versus when you want to have sex for much longer. And it is one of those things that it takes time. It takes time like any other muscle to develop. It's not going to be, well, I did it this afternoon and I tried it tonight and it didn't work. No, it takes weeks, sometimes months. I'd say no, weeks before you see a result. Years before it's like a muscle. You just get to a point where the benefits are there.
Right. You could also practice with orgasm denial. That's another way to practice PC squeeze. But that's if you're in the BDSM cruelty world. So, our nice little sadistic little boy over here.
However,
we're talking about Tantra today.
And for the moment, we were talking a little bit about sex and Tantra.
Yes.
So it's not just the focus. It's not just the focus of being there in the moment and enjoying it. Because sometimes, have you ever had experiences where it just happens and it's over? I know, like, I'm always dieting, but I'm eating and there's so much conversation. There's so much thing on TV and I'm doing this. I'm done with the meal and I'm like, I didn't even get to enjoy that.
No, but you're also an emotional eater too.
Why, thank you.
So you
but I prefer
that you don't enjoy it. But see, that's where we go with mindfulness and slow down and, accept every precious little bite.
Yes. Learn to enjoy.
Yes.
So
we have a question. Any advice for someone who's very shy? In regards to Tantra or just sex in general?
They start with masturbation.
Always. Yeah.
So you like playing with the light with your feet, and I'm watching the camera and it's going bright, dark, bright, dark, bright, dark. As far as being shy, start on your own and masturbate. That's the best thing I'm going to say, start with. And do some reading, get comfortable with yourself before you bring in someone else. Shy is a whole thing. That could be a whole show on being shy. That's a whole show
altogether. I mean, even like with Tantra, just practice the meditations because then you have to be more comfortable with your body and more confident that you know what you're going to talk about and say and what you enjoy and know about the pleasures of the flesh. Sometimes people don't know it. They just go wham, bam, that's it. Wham, bam, wham, bam. Did you enjoy it? Did you talk about it? Did you talk about afterwards of what you did enjoy, what could have been better? As we need to come up with a meme of the game show, like the pre-game show, talk about it, have the game, and then do the post-game wrap-up.
I thought we did. I thought it was the sexual game plan.
The sexual game plan. Okay, so we have to put it out there. Sexual
we'll
game
work
plan.
With that one.
Yeah. And plus post-sex munchies. Surprisingly, I don't think with Tantra we've had so much post-sex munchies.
Well, the reason why is Tantra's not necessarily focused on the ejaculation and the orgasm. And actually, we're going to talk more in the third section about being multi-orgasmic, but it's trivia time.
Oh, trivia time. Ask the trivia, baby.
So here's the rules. Got to start with the rules. We're going to ask a question, and you can either enter it in the chat room here on the broadcast. You could also contact us on SDC, but do it quickly because it's the first person who gets the right answer gets the prize. So what is the prize?
It is our small little tchotchke giveaway of condoms and lubes and bags. And
we have condoms from One Condoms. We have lube from one of our favorites. I want it to Uber Lube.
Uber Lube, yeah.
You know what I want to do the Lube Olympics and like squirt them all and see who goes the quickest so we can tell the difference. But we got Fairville in here. And, I have a hat from SDC. Yes, I'm going to include the hat.
Yes, the hat in the SDC there.
So here's the question. Do you want to do a question?
What does the word Tantra mean? So what does it actually mean? So
don't Google it. What? I'm telling them don't cheat.
When we come back, we will be talking more about Tantra here on Sex Positive Me on BFAM 109.6.
You're just angry because you don't have your poking stick.
I'll keep doing this.
You would definitely be getting poked right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm staring at the light and it's bright dark. I'm like, stop moving your leg.
Yeah.
And we're back on talking about Tantra here on Sex Positive Me on BFAM 109.6. You can tell the next sponsor.
Oh, I can tell you the next one because this is one I spend a lot of time on.
Yes, he does.
SDC.com. If you don't know about it, it is the world's largest lifestyle community to hook up with like-minded people, couples, singles, swingers, kinksters. They have a whole bunch out there. It's basically a kinky Facebook, but better because there's no, what's his name? I forget his name now. Zuckerberg. Couple things though. We give SDC members free access to one class per month.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of, you could pay the $25 fee for our class coming up on April 15th, Intro to Tantra.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're an SDC member and you're one of the first 50 that sign up for it, you can take the class for free.
And that's almost the limit right now, which I'm very happy for.
We're almost at 50 already.
Yeah.
And we only opened it up the other day.
Yeah.
But also there's a referral code. If when you register, you can use that, it would help us out a lot because we get a little kickback on that, which helps us, track our sponsorship and stuff like that. But we were actually we go to many SDC events and we use it to keep up on when conferences and other cool things are happening. Mm-hmm. So we hope to see you there.
Yes.
So now we're going to keep talking about Tantra. And we were talking about Tantra and sex,
mm-hmm.
which technically that goes as tantric sex, right?
Correct. And you said that was an adjective.
That is the adjective.
Okay.
So Tantra and sex and tantric sex, it's the same thing. It's involving Tantra in sex. And I'm going to go ahead and give my opinion, definitely is the Scully again.
Scully.
That the difference between tantric sex and just a quickie or just us having, you got cold feet there.
I do.
Having sex as you normally would is you're definitely connecting more. You may sync your breath, but the focus of tantric sex is to prolong it and not focus on ejaculation.
Mm-mm.
And it's amazing, but even penis owners can become multi-orgasmic. And the reason is an orgasm is different from an ejaculation.
Correct.
Because an ejaculation happens right between the legs. It's the testicles doing their thing. It's the prostate doing this thing. And yes, exactly. Pew, pew. There's pew, pew in the ejaculation. But an orgasm happens in the brain. And that's for a man or a woman or any other sex. And you can become multi-orgasmic with time and practice.
It's also about mindful touching. As John was trying to explain his not really appreciating the taste or the value of the food that he's eating because he's just eating it mindlessly. It's like here. Being mindful and touching, then you get to learn what is sensual to your partner, what turns them on just by simply touching them, massaging them, using oils and feathers, and really slowing down the whole lovemaking process. Because it is like you are devoting your time and I don't want to say worship, but it's almost that slowness. Because it's like you don't worship fast. It's like, hey, let's you take your time when you're worshiping, you're like, you know, what do you call it? Oh,
You're giving attention.
you're giving attention, but you're being present in the moment, and also being mindful on what you're asking when you're, paying attention to it. It's like,
Well, there's definitely an open communication aspect of it, which is
mhm,
something we love. But think about when you say the word or the phrase erogenous zones.
mhm.
Most people think of tits, groin, butt. And there are so many more out there. One of the things Tantra has taught us is to explore the entire body. And what I mean is the top of the foot, the back of the calf,
Back of the
the
knee.
back of the knee.
Some people, the belly button.
You're definitely a belly button person. Um, but the small of the back, the shoulders, the neck, behind the ears, the top of the ears.
Mhm.
You learn to see the entire body as one big sexual organ instead of just saying, I'm going to concentrate right here and,
That's it.
jerk it off,
There you
or,
go. Go really, really
ru-
fast.
we-
It's like
yeah,
getting into
as you
the
can see
big
us on camera going
with the fingers, like
until that person has an orgasm. We go, I've achieved it. It's done.
it's not a jackhammer.
No, but it's also, I like to think of it as a open road trip, that the point is not the destination. The point is the travel.
It's like, how many different directions can we go to find the perfect location?
I love finding new things out about your body.
Yes. I mean, we've been together for 11 years and we're still finding out new things about each other's bodies.
Yes.
I mean, most recently, you enjoy the head scratching.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And you love back scratches. That's
Yes.
definitely a given. But I've learned you don't really like head scratches.
No. Just,
No.
Yeah, don't touch the
I
head.
love it, but you don't like the hair being touched.
Yeah.
You got don't touch to do.
Funny, but I do like the neck, the little like fingers running around, or
You
even
like the legs too.
the legs.
When I rub my either light touch fingers down your legs, especially your butt. If you lay on the bed and you just face down, I will run my hands down the small of your back, up along your butt and the sides, your hips,
Mhm.
just giving you a scratchy and sensation there, and then move down
Right.
to your hamstrings. You loved being massaged down there. I love butt scratches.
Yeah.
That's a given.
Well, you like anyone who likes your butt.
I don't know about that, but I like my butt. You tend to like my butt. I think I give my butt attention because you're always talking about my butt.
We could do a whole butt show.
But we're taking the focus away from, and we're not ignoring
Mm-mm.
the butt and the the penis and the
sexual
vagina and the
organs,
nipples.
Yeah.
But here's an example. Most men, cis men, when they go with when they have sex and they go to play with the breast, it is just the nipple.
Yeah.
And you can bite around the nipple. You can bite
Caress
underneath.
the nipple.
I love
Yeah.
using the Wartenberg wheel, which
yes.
we had out recently, which
And
is like a little
feathers.
metal pinwheel. Feathers.
Yes, feathers there.
Lick it and do hot breath
Or cold.
or blow on it.
Yeah. Do some ice cubes. You could do so much. It is just a matter of using your imagination, being slow and present with the body. That's basically what we're doing. It is, getting rid of all of those thoughts. It's like, what we say when you're going to do Tantra, you schedule it. You schedule at least a minimum of 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because it is going to take you at least a good 30 minutes to 45 minutes just to slow down, to be present, because you're still did I send that fax out? Is my boss going to call me? Did I meet that deadline? Did I take out the trash? I mean, these are things that run through your head when you're having sex. How many people can honestly say when they're having just regular sex, we're not talking about Tantra, that they are so focused on what's going on with their partner other than what they're doing with their needs?
Now, wow, that just took a lot.
Yeah, did I throw you off?
It did, and I'm normally not thrown off on there, but I got thinking about the tantric sex between us. Okay, so here's what I'm saying. You mentioned it taking like 45 minutes to get in the moment. Yeah, maybe the first time it does
Right.
get easier. Okay. Obviously, you have to doing this for years. And by the way, I'm going to throw this out right now. When it's practicing Tantra, you both have to be on board if it's a couple doing it.
Yeah.
You can practice Tantra on your own and it can help out you definitely. If you get both partners on board, it lifts it to a whole nother level because you're connecting more, you're getting on the same page. Imagine trying to take your time and do something while someone else is trying to rush it. You kind of start butting heads. That's where you're going to get. But Tantra and sex, when you hear people saying, and we're always going to quote Sting here because there was this, there's a legend, and it is that, a legend.
No. He
That
actually admitted
that the singer Sting and his wife had sex for 13 hours straight.
No, not one time. They have.
Okay.
It's an ongoing, continual, because they've been married for close to 30 years.
But here's the thing. From our point of view, from the Western point of view, you had sex for 13 hours. What are we thinking of? Pounding for 13 hours. And I don't care how athletic or Olympics no one can physically do that.
No, nobody.
It may be a sexual session for 13 hours, which again does push a lot. And that also, I think, may involve eating. There are ways of incorporating food into that.
There's a lot of things you could incorporate with Tantra. That's why we're teaching a dark Tantra in May, how to use a lot of the BDSM sensation play, impact play.
Right.
So there's so much more that could go into it. But again, it's one of those like, how do we slow down and enjoy it?
But again, I'm sorry, 13 hours, I'm at fasting time at that. I would need some type of food. So
that's Wank Watchers.
Yeah. When you think of sex for hours on hours, it's not porn sex by any means for 13 hours. However, it is a sexual enjoying experience. Now, we've done it, and I think we've probably actually passed 3-hour mark, definitely.
Yeah, we have 3 hours for sure.
And it doesn't seem like 3 hours. No. It's not like, watching that 3-hour movie that you're like, holy shit, it's Shawshank Redemption. What's going on? It's something you lose yourself in. Or nobody was great.
That was 2 hours, and it didn't seem like 2 hours.
So like that great movie where, you get involved in it and you're like, it's over. It's just been, holy crap, where did 2 hours go? Yeah. That's the type of experience
Tantra is, yes.
When done right.
When done right and done communicating together and even throwing in, it's like, may I touch you? May I take off your clothes? Really throw in some consensual words to really make it up a game and just enjoy it, and slowing it down. That's what you need to understand what Tantra is. It's not all about the sex, and I'm sorry, like Gwendolyn and your husband, like all about sex. Is it? I would have more questions for him and ask, is it a performance anxiety? Or is it like a flexibility thing? Because you don't have to be Cirque du Soleil athletic to do Tantra. If anything, just basic sitting down on the floor, looking at each other, touching each other. Like we have one exercise that we do is like we put our hands on each other's hearts and just do a slow breathing. We do eye gazing that we'll just sit on the floor, look at each other for 2 minutes, and then sync up our breath. And that's ways of connection.
However, I do want to throw out there that I've seen people with, and I'm going to use this term, ADD. Those people that are constantly the input, they can't sit still, that do... I mean, it's possible they can do Tantra. She does it. But sometimes sitting down there, especially if they don't think it's going to work and they don't believe in it, that's something that they're going to fight and they're going to get bored very quickly. So it's not something you can force on a partner. And that's really what I'm saying. Like I said, even though being the skeptic, when we went with it, I said, okay, I'm in. I'm open to whatever it is. Let's see. I would give this a wholehearted and honest try. And it worked out. It was amazing. But there were some times where I'm sitting here and everyone looks like they have this expression on their face, like they're drifting off on a cloud somewhere. And I'm kind of looking around the room going, okay. Is something going to happen soon? Or
yeah, but that was like just the first 2 days, maybe early, but
it was the first week. And occasionally when we were doing the The class.
The class, the 10
Right.
10-week class. But when we were in Costa Rica, you still
I had been doing it a year at that
Yeah.
point.
No, it was only
Yeah.
10 weeks. 10 weeks, and then we went to Costa Rica. It was
Was
all
it?
yes, babe.
Okay, but I had already gone through like I said, through that course,
Right.
and it was 10 weeks of 4 hours on a Sunday morning every week with lots of homework and reading. So I was in there at the time, and I enjoyed it. I mean, it was extraordinarily peaceful, that type of retreat. But I could see that you're right. Not everyone, at least on face value, is going to look at this and say, this is going to be great. Some people are going to fight it. But then again, some people are adrenaline junkies and can't sit still.
Well, at the same time, we're a society that wants instant gratification. We want instant results. If it doesn't happen when we say it, then it's not worth it. I mean, that's why we have Uber Eats and, Grubhub and all those things. Like, if it doesn't happen right away, and, a prime example, our little demon child who is like, it's not working on YouTube. It's not working. It's not. I'm like, internet does go down, and you do need electricity for internet. Yeah.
It is definitely something that will teach you patience.
Yes. Patience is the key word on it. It's slowing down.
Slowing down, being more accepting. It does help with communication skills between partners. Most definitely, that in exploring your partner's body and having them explore yours, one of the biggest things is being able to say what you like and don't like.
Right.
Because how many people, and I know you're listening, will go through sex with a partner and you're like, it's all right, but everything else is good. And yeah, they're doing this, but I don't really like that. And occasionally at the right spot, but then they move away so quickly and they don't give much feedback. Your partner is not going to know how to please you unless you tell them.
Right.
And that goes for every gender. A lot of people tend to be silent, whether it's someone going down on them, whether they have a penis or vulva, give feedback. And again, give it in a positive way. Don't say, God damn it, you're doing it wrong. But
I would like it this way, or could you do that a little bit less or fast, or this is how I would like it. That's how you approach that. You don't say, it's like, MF, you did it wrong. You're supposed to know these things. No, they're not. They're not psychics. I'm the psychic. And they need to understand that you need to communicate and you need to express what's going on. But we'll talk some more about Tantra here on Sex Positive Me on BFAM 109.6. We'll be right back. Hey girl, see ya. How's it going? We're in the radio show right now, so right now we're on break, so that's how we can say hi on Instagram. That's a good questions there.
John, she's psychic?
Yeah,
yes.
I'm an intuitive psychic medium. I told you about that. You don't want me on the witches show because you already have one.
And we're back, and we're going to talk a little bit about one of the companies donating for our giveaway today. One condoms.
Yes.
The next generation of condoms. I love how space age that sounds.
Yeah, but you can find a condom that perfectly fits you because they have 10 lengths, 9 girths, and 60 plus sizes there. You could go to myonecondoms.com. I don't know if they're still doing their contest, but they come up with, if you go on their Instagram, they showed some photos of some, what do you call it? And their customers sending the images for their digital, because they do these various different design a condom there.
And they'll put it on the outer packaging of a condom.
On the condom.
So, and they actually are taking, I think they might be taking orders.
They do. I know they just showed like a cock condom. I thought that was so adorable.
Can I share a quick fact?
Yeah.
The BFAM 109.6 condoms are in production right now. We are partnered up.
So we're going to have BFAM condoms coming at us soon.
Yes, very soon.
So let's see. Overall, Tantra.
Tantra, yes.
We are going to be doing, probably talk about that. We are going to be doing 2 classes over the next 2 months. One is on April
15th at 8 o'clock on Zoom. You can go to our Sex Positive Me website under events to register for Intro to Tantra. And then on May 10th, we're going to be doing Dark Tantra, which is John's favorite because then he gets to incorporate all his sadistic toys into Dark Tantra.
Well, Dark Tantra is incorporating, it's a merger of Tantra and BDSM. Because again, Tantra is getting in touch. Part of it is getting in touch with your body, finding those muscles, those nerves, those sensations that make you purr and get you to orgasm, and also better communication. And now perhaps bring in a pinwheel, a feather, maybe bring in some bondage, go to the little dark side of that. Oh, maybe bring in some fire play. Now, if you haven't done fire play before, again, this is something that I've been trained to do. But we will do fire play, which means I will take alcohol and make a little design on your back and set it on fire. And yes, her skin is on fire for a short amount of time, and then I put it out before it does any damage. But the sensation in that heat, how does that feel?
Oh, so relaxing. I love it. It's my cheating way of a diabetic to have blood circulation in my body. Not that I endorse it, but this is what I do and what I enjoy, that along with the rope tying for the compressions, because I refuse to get compression socks. I would just rather have my whole body wrapped up in rope.
What
So
if I
much more
got
fun.
compression socks with BDS image on them? Would you wear them then?
No,
All right.
I want my rope.
You want, yeah.
I want my rope. But yeah, these are the things that we'll be like teaching and talking about for the next couple of months there in our classes. So please sign up and register. We do have a limitation on how many people who can attend. So each class is $25. Unless you're an SDC member, then it is free for you for one class per month. So.
Although I do want to give a plug to one of our other sponsors, Fairvilla, because we are teaching their BDSM class this Thursday.
Yes.
So again, if you're interested, go to sexpositiveme.com. It's probably on the front page. You can click on events and you can see all the different classes we're going to be teaching.
Yes.
So if you liked this type of content and you want to hear more, we just want to give you a few different ways you can get at us. One is the YouTube channel, which does, if you're looking, does have the recordings of the show today. We do also have a podcast under the same title, Sex Positive Me, and that's where we actually just launched. We talked with the Mystery Box Show.
Ooh, it was actually kind of fun and educational. So it's kind of like a TED Talk, but more comedy and about personal sex stories that, sex stories that gone wrong or good or memorable.
A lot of memorable ones.
They
made a good point, though. Getting someone to get on stage and talk to 400 people at a time about their personal sexual experience can be a little intimidating. I guess we're just used to it.
No, I was intimidated when we were supposed to do our Pikachu talk.
Pikachu.
Yeah, Pikachu talk there. But yeah, on social media, find us on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube under Sex Positive Me. Instagram is SPM the Lunas because of their censorship. Love them. And we'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors, One Condom, Kink Crate, SDC.com, and the Wild Tech Group, who donated the womanizer that we will be giving away at the end of the month. So our show next week will be on Monday, April 12th. We'll be taking questions for Kink Crate, who will be on the show with us to answer all your lovely questions about what's in the Kink Crate box, what made them think about this.
And that's on the 12th already.
Yeah, I know. We've been planning this for a while.
Well, I do want to give everyone a reminder that we did ask a trivia question. I have not checked SDC.com, but I know we haven't seen an answer yet in the chat room here. And if you do go answer that, you have this nice little prize pack with condoms, lube, a Fairvilla beach ball, and an SDC cap. So you can wear that. I love the cap because you can wear that nice and proud. And unless you know what SDC is, no one else will.
No one else will know that there.
So if you wear it at work, that's it for your own choices. I claim no responsibility for how that works out for you.
Really? Now, we overall just don't want to be blamed that John and Angelique told us this and you ended up to the ER or arrested. We're like, no, we said, do your research, do your homework, and it's all on you. We already gave our disclaimer through what our lawyers have said. We are not doctors, lawyers, or medical professionals.
But we are, sex educators and overall very kinky people who we're teaching really from our own experiences. We've done almost pretty much all of the stuff we're talking about. We've personally done and have experienced over years. I know I've been non-monogamous for 12 years, 13 years. You've been 30. 25 plus. Say 25 plus. You're too young looking to go any further than that.
Okay, 25 plus, because that's what makes John feel comfortable. It's all about his comfort. Well, thank you very much. Always remember the 3 C's: communication, compromise, and consent. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks for listening.